We are up and running. Good morning. We're gathering for coffee with Casper. It looks like we're up on Facebook. So that I presume then we're also up on YouTube. Casper was anxious to get in there with everybody. Good to see you this morning. Good morning. Happy summertime. Okay, big dog, let me get on here. Let me get on. Okay. There we go. There you go. You can come back in. There you go. Okay. Okay. Aloha from Honolulu. Good to see you this morning, Ian. All righty. We are gathering. We got Paradise with us already. Paradise Consciousness. Good morning from Georgetown, Texas. Good to see you. All right. Nice to see you. Hey, Chris. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Albuquerque and Hollywood. Beautiful, glamorous Hollywood. Hey there, Reverend Trish. Good to see you. Hey, Deb, welcome from Albuquerque. All right, we are gathering. Nice to see everybody here this morning. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Let me know where you are. We're checking in. We're going to gong ourselves in about 1 minute. And we'll see what 20 minutes together will do for us this morning. We are glad you are here. There's a big dog. There's a big dog. Thinks he's a lap dog. Okay. All righty. Let me know where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here. We're going to gong ourselves in right about now. Here we go. It's Coffee with Casper. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. Welcome. Let's just relax ourselves, become present, and see what comes up in the next 20 minutes. Here we go. But let's take a deep breath in. We're going to let out the sound awe at the end of that big deep breath. And remembering that sound of that gong is symbolizing what each of us are doing. We're sending out a vibration to the law of creation, which is how we are connected to the universe now and forever. Good morning from the banks of North Carolina. Good morning from Studio City, the talented Paul Fagan and Missy Grant Price. Good to see you guys. All right, one more deep breath in. Let that energy come up into our heart center, and let's relax our shoulders. So I was looking at the calendar, and today is, what is today? Today is the 13th of June, and in the next 10 days or 15 days, I have a birthday, and we are off to Mexico with the family. All 12 of us. So that's very exciting. What a wonderful thing. All the grandchildren, all the kids, all the parents, everybody. Hey, Joy from San Diego. Welcome, welcome. From Santa Rosa, Pam. Nice to see you this morning. As it works out, next week I'll be in Mexico, so I'm not going to broadcast from that. And then the following week I'm just returning, so I'm not going to broadcast then. And the following week is July 4th, which is on a Tuesday, so I'm not going to broadcast then. So apparently this is a seasonal break, and I'm taking a little summer break. We're going to work on restreaming Tuesdays at 8:30. We'll pick some episodes and run them over the next couple weeks. So they'll be up Tuesday at 8:30, but as you know, Coffee with Casper is always available on Facebook and YouTube 24/7. You Google either Harry Morgan Moses or Coffee with Casper, and you will find us. So I'm very grateful that we are connected. I'm very grateful that we're able to do this work in the world as light workers connecting, and seeing the value of that connection, and seeing the value of being reminded of what we already know. We either know it consciously or we intuitively picked it up. And if you're tuning in to Coffee with Casper, it's because you are a light worker. You came from the light. You put on a coat of skins. You came in order to serve the awakening of humankind to a new era, which is the understanding and the reclaiming in human consciousness, unity consciousness. There is one power, one life, in, as, and through all creation. Each one is animated by that life. Consciousness emerges from that light. Your consciousness emerges from that light. My consciousness emerges from that light. So does everybody else. There's only one energy. It's equal and interchangeable with matter, and it's eternal. And therefore, you and I have an aspect of our being, which is the primary aspect of our being, called the I Am consciousness. I am that which came from the light, and I am one with the light. I'm not all of the light, but I am at one with it. And how much of it I see, understand, comprehend, and commune with is determined entirely by my habits and attitude and where I put my attention. And of course, not everybody knows this, and they're unaware of it, and they believe that they're separate entities and that whatever they do is independent, and there's no such thing as an independent, disconnected anything. Everything is interdependent and interconnected, and therefore what I'm doing with my consciousness becomes very important. Good morning from South Carolina. We got South Carolina, North Carolina, Hawaii, Mexico, New Mexico, San Diego, Hollywood, we're all over the place. We're glad you're here. So I just wanted to remind you of a couple of ideas that we've been talking to and bring up a song. Because during the time that we're on a break from being together live, I hope we'll be together in cyberspace at some level, but while we're on this 3-week hiatus on a break, what we want to remember is it's summertime. And the famous George Gershwin song, Summertime and the Living is Easy. It was written for the play Porgy and Bess, but those of us of a certain generation are aware that this song was in the atmosphere and it played around all the time. And maybe if you're younger, you've heard it or you've looked up Gershwin and you know some of his work and so on. But the lyric is, summertime and the living is easy. And one of these mornings, you're going to rise up singing. You're going to spread your wings and you're going to take to the sky. Summertime and the living is easy. And one of these mornings, you're going to rise up singing and you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. Meaning that your hopes and dreams and ambitions and goals, you're going to turn around and notice, oh my God, they're happening. I'm in this place where my life is working and I'm willing to let summertime be easy and let life be easy. My friend Maria Nemeth, the PhD psychologist out of UCLA, still teaching, doing wonderful work in the world. Maria used to ask her audiences when she first met them, would it be all right with you if your life got easier? Would it be all right with you if your life got easier? And I think that we need to set the intention that summertime and the living is easy, and that one of these days I'm going to rise up singing is the truth of my nature also, right? That it's okay to accept your good. It's okay to allow your good. It's okay to deserve your joy. It's okay to forgive yourself and move ahead. It's okay to let your life get easier. The struggles and strains and stresses of life are there until we learn how to work with our soul consciousness. We came in as a soul to serve, not as a soul to suffer. Right? What a concept, right? Oh, I came to serve, not to suffer. Yes, to serve how? To decide who you are and how you want to bring more of your authentic self into the world. What are your qualities? What are the things that have meaning to you? What are the things that have value to you? And how can you live each day more in tune to that very simple, authentic nature that is your true nature? So I want to go to a couple of thoughts that we have shared from some great consciousnesses in the world. And one of those great consciousnesses is Martin Luther King. And you might remember we brought up this quote of his. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. That's what's going to win. And Ernest Holmes, the great philosopher from the last century, he said it a little differently. He says, the most powerful thing in the universe is spiritual thought. And then he defined spiritual thought. He says, by spiritual thought, I mean here an absolute inner conviction that one may trust in the integrity of the universe and that sooner or later, all things will be made right. So how do we get to that place where we're allowing all things to be made right? Where we're simply accepting. Einstein asked the question, what's the most important question in the world, in the universe? And he said, is the universe friendly? So we have to jump, you and I as light workers, we have to jump beyond the question and move into what Joel Goldsmith and Brother Lawrence called practicing the presence, to intune ourselves with that innermost nature of ourselves so that we're connecting, knowing that the very breath of life that I am breathing in is a holy breath. That is the breath of life itself, moving in me and as me and through me. And that breath was given to me and animates me and is the source of my connection with Spirit now and forever. The very breath of life, that which animates me, right? And that's what we're doing here. We're bringing that breath of life, touching that breath of life in our own lives, knowing that I have a right to the 4 quadrants of life: health, wealth, love, and fulfillment of purpose. I have a right to all of those things, and there's no limit to how much of those things I can have. It's all determined by my own thoughts and attitudes. Now, here's one of the things that's really interesting. So let's assume that all of us, hey, from Arizona, good morning from Sri Lanka, good to see you. Hi, nice to see you this morning. Abbas, welcome, nice to see you. Dilip is checking in from Indonesia. Oh, that's so wonderful to have you all here. We're glad you're here. Oh, there's Casper, wants to say hello. That's Casper. Oh my God, we had more countries joining us. Yeah, that's right. So how do we bring our thoughts and attitudes to the place where we're beginning to work? So what we know is that the subconscious, what psychology calls the subconscious, we in metaphysics would call the subjective, that which I'm truly believing, not which I think I believe, but that which I really believe, is showing up as my experience, right? And we remember that we say, well, today I feel radiantly, vibrant, dynamically healthy, and maybe tomorrow you feel achy. Wait. What we know is the universe runs in waves. So we're not going to touch an ecstasy and stay forever in that ecstasy. But let's say that ecstasy, any kind of, okay, Casper, you need to get down now. You're a good boy. But let's say that any kind of ecstasy, it goes in waves. So let's say we get a moment of ecstasy, whether it's ecstasy in health or ecstasy in wealth or ecstasy in feeling fulfillment or ecstasy in the level of love in our lives. So we'll be at the high end of that bell curve, right? And that's setting a tone for us. And then because God loves waves, because things move, nothing is stagnant, everything is moving all the time, there's going to be in every area of our life, we're going to go through the waves. But every time we get to a high mark, a mark of, for the word we're using right now is ecstasy, a mark of ecstasy, a mark of bliss, we're setting a higher bar for our subjective, to be aware of what we mean by what is it to be radiantly, vibrant, dynamically healthy? What is it to be in tune with the infinite? What is it to be walking in love, as love, with love? We stay in the willingness to go back to Source, to connect with Source. Source is not something to be connected to once a week or once daily in your meditation. Source is something to know that you are immersed in and that you are constantly and permanently connected. And therefore, everything that's happening to you and through you is contributing to the universe. So what we need to do is pay attention to what we mean by our moments of ecstasy in health, wealth, love, and fulfillment. Oh, this is the mark. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my God. Wow, can you believe it? Wow, isn't this wonderful? Those moments are setting the tone, same thing, a vibrational tone, right? We're setting a tone out for ourselves that lifts us up higher. And every moment we are aware of that tone, we go higher. Now here's what I wanted to remind us on the human level today. So I've been speaking and teaching these ideas for decades. I've been living these ideas for decades. And still, as I am human and part of the race, I have thoughts of fear, thoughts of doubt, thoughts of confusion, thoughts of questioning my purpose and my participation in the universe. And that's happening because we're part of the race mind as well. You have your power of choice, which is how you separate yourself from the delusions of the race mind. Welcome from North Hollywood. Hey, Daz from North Hollywood. I've got a couple folks checking in from North Hollywood and Hollywood. That's cool. So what you need to realize is that no matter how advanced you are, no matter how spiritual you think you have arrived, that you still are part of the race. And therefore, the ignorance of the race, the misunderstanding of the race, the false beliefs of the race, for example, the false beliefs in violence as solution, the false beliefs as war as an answer, the false beliefs as prejudice and segregation as the right way to move ahead, those are all absurd ideas in a unity consciousness. In a unity consciousness, the more of that which is unified that we can attract, the more that which is in consensus that we can live with, the more that we can help create a more positive consensus in the human race, the more we're helping to do what we came to do, which is contribute to the awakening of humanity to the reality of unity consciousness, to the reality that your consciousness is firing into the law of the circle, the law of mind, your deepest levels of hopes, fears, desires, and ambitions. And we have to stand porter, as Mary Baker Eddy said, we have to stand porter to the door of thought. And when the monkey mind goes to attack, hey, Fancy Ray is going to be on ABC tomorrow in Cincinnati, I think. Isn't that fantastic? Good to see you, Fancy Ray. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. All of you are here. And you are, all of you, each one of you, in your unique way, participating in the awakening of the world, bringing your light, your unique vibration into the field, and that's what you came to do. Whatever other subheadings or goals, desires, or ambitions you have, fine. But the highest one is, I believe that spiritual thought is the most powerful thought and the most provocative thought and the most life-changing thought that can be in the universe. When we begin to commingle with Source and then begin to fire off our goals and dreams and desires and ambitions and connect our goals and dreams and desires and ambitions to the way we are living our lives, then we are getting a forward-moving consciousness, and that's kind of like a snowball. The more your forward-moving consciousness moves and expands in you, the more force it has, the more power, and it's not ego power, it's the force of the universe, the upward, forward spiral, and your comprehension of your belonging begins to bring to your thought a magnetization. It begins to have your thought attracting what you mean, right? And then we will still have, when we go into the lower end of our waves, we will have thoughts of fear and doubt and worry and separation, and that's where we stand porter to the door of thought. That I understand the race has vibrations that are not in tune with harmony. And harmony is heaven's first law, and harmony is my divine right. So I deserve to live in harmony, in health, in wealth, in love, and the fulfillment of my purpose, in tune with the infinite. And so if we're going to sit back and say summertime and the living is easy, and one of these mornings I'm going to rise up singing, and yes, I'm going to spread my wings and take to the sky, I'm going to one day turn around and realize that my life has become a work of art and something that I enjoy and appreciate beyond measure. And then we daily wake up in that joy and appreciation beyond measure. And then automatically, subjectively, because we know and we're simply doing our job in standing porter to the door of thought, automatically and subjectively we allow our good to expand. Good and more good is mine. There is no limit to the good that is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good, I feel it, it crowds itself against me, it flows through me, it multiplies itself around me, and I deserve it, and I accept it, and I claim it, and I give gratitude for it. Now, if you're having a struggle in any of these areas, then you know, I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. And that untruth and unconditional love is in me, moving through me, healing, uplifting, changing, inspiring, causing me to release that which no longer serves and claim into my life that which does serve. And what I can tell you for sure is your thoughts of fear, your thoughts of anxiety, your thoughts of doubt, your thoughts about worrying whether or not the world will make it, those thoughts are not helping you. The world will make it because energy is eternal. It cannot die. You are born of that energy. You cannot die. But you can decide what flavor your life will be. Will your flavor be a life of light and love and truth and wisdom and poise and harmony and balance and expansion and growth and self-understanding? Or will you be a life filled with fear and doubt and wondering about whether you're worthy? Your worthiness has already been proclaimed by the divine. You have already been named the Christ, the Atman, the Buddha, the high self, the mystic of the world, the joy, the healer, the uplifter. You're already named that. And that's the lotus flower planted within you. And as you nurture that flower daily, through your words, through your meditations, through your actions, calling upon it, communing with it, it will expand in your life as your experience. For these 3 years plus that we've been together on Coffee with Casper, I am so grateful for the fact that we will continue to be together and that I get a couple of weeks to surround myself in the love of my family and the joy of the decades that I've been able to live my life and the decades that I've been able to help and be consciously aware of contributing to the human condition. For all of this, I'm grateful. And I know in these next few weeks, while we're not together live, you will find new ways to be grateful, new ways to amplify your power, new ways to pull yourself up to the high end of the wave, to catch that ecstasy and put it in your heart and make it yours. So my friends, until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Look for us Tuesdays, 24/7 on YouTube and Facebook. Share the video wherever you think is valuable. And as you open yourselves to the summer solstice and the dawn of a new day, may the summertime bring forth a life that is easy. Summertime and the living is easy. And one of these mornings you're going to rise up singing, you're going to spread your wings and take to the sky. We celebrate your flight, we celebrate your life, we celebrate you. Until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. Bye for now.